Greetings fellow Terrans, William here to talk about a series of books from the 1960s. Spoiler alert for anyone that hasn't read the works of H. Beam Piper. As an introduction to my channel, I have decided to do some videos on lesser-known novels. Despite many saying his novels didn't age well, I personally enjoyed them. They gave me a unique perspective. His stories tended to follow morally ambiguous characters or straight bad guys. What I got from it was how Piper weaved an interesting tale of politics, space exploration and morality. All from the perspective of the more grotesque aspects of human nature. Showcasing these less-than-moral perspectives, we get to see the impact such individuals have on history. Now let's get into the video. The Terro-Human Future History is the setting for a series of books authored by H. Beam Piper. In total he authored around 17 stories, consisting of novels, short stories and collections. Each of these novels featured a distinct protagonist over the span of 6,000 years of human expansion into space. Piper's stories centered around three distinct themes. The first is the repetition of history, the belief that humans inherently repeat historical events no matter how advanced they become. An example of this is the plot of the novel Uller Uprising. This story takes place during the height of the Terran Federation, focusing on the corruption and exploitation of a primitive alien species on the planet Uller. During this era, the expansion into space mirrors the expansion of the British Empire and the East India Trading Company. In this case, the Terran Federation chartered various companies to exploit the natural resources of various planets. Uller being one such planet that experiences a revolt from the native inhabitants. This event mirrors the Sepoy Mutiny of 1857, where the Sepoy people rebelled against the British for harsh treatment. The second major theme is clearly his own political views. Piper contrasts various political perspectives from democracy to despotism. It can be said he leans towards authoritarianism, but in my opinion, he contrasts various points of views and showcases the potential flaws and advantages. The novel The Space Vikings focuses on the chaotic era set after the collapse of the Terran Federation. In this era there is no central human government. The colonies have turned barbarian and a new era of piracy began. In this story the main character Lucas Trask has lived under feudal rule all his life. Once meeting a civilized planet that implemented democracy. He and his friend Otto debate the efficacy of democracy against a monarchy. This is exemplified in the below quote. Marduk has a ruling class that is ashamed of its privileges and shirks its duties, a ruling class that's starting to believe the people are just as good as they are. Which they manifestly are not, and a ruling class that won't use force, and they have a democracy. They are letting the enemies of democracy to hide behind democratic safeguards. We don't have any democracy in the Sword Worlds. The ruling class aren't ashamed of their power, the people aren't hitchhikers, and if the people get decent treatment, they don't try to run things. And we're not doing so well, the dynastic wars all culminating to critical mass. You know why? It's because our leaders have become the barbarians. The third major theme is his concept of the self-reliant man. A principle where someone can rely on their own skills and take charge of difficult situations. Several of his main characters exemplify this concept. This concept in itself was likely born from his own thoughts pertaining the current political situation in the 1960s. Following both world wars, many likely thought the world was reaching the brink. The idea of someone wise and strong coming in to start a revolution seems quite appealing. Of course, history has followed a more democratic trail to the present. I think we should still respect the various individuals that ensured our present was a possibility. That is the video, my dear Terrans. Please subscribe, like or comment if you feel like it.